Hi, everybody. This is Gail, and I'm your instructor for the class. And I apologize for week one video being so late. I always have like all my classes lined up, and I have mine from the last semester. So I just go back and copy, paste the videos, and all my past classes disappeared. So I have nothing. And I can't find it in YouTube. So anyway, I'm trying to re-record all my videos. In this week one video, what I'd like to talk about is the paper, okay? So you can read, of course, on the assignment, the purpose of the assignment, but I've taught this class for quite a while now, and I think the one mistake that is common is that when it says identify the three specific disciplines, people are thinking of disciplines more like I don't know, more like moral values type of things. But disciplines in healthcare means a profession. So a profession like nursing, physicians, pharmacy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, things like that. Those are the disciplines that they're talking about. So all of those professional disciplines have professional standards. So for most all of these, you have to get a license. Even for our counseling, you have to get a specific license for what you do. And you get it through the state on all of these. You may get a certification that's nationally. You may take a national test, but every state provides the licensure for the professions in that state. So when you're looking for the standards of each discipline, you can go to the board. For example, the Board of Nursing. For counseling, it's the Board of Behavioral Arts. In some states, all of their medical disciplines are under one entity. For example, in Montana, Board of Nursing covers several different things. NPs, nurses, CNAs, all of those. Board of Behavioral Arts covers all kinds of counseling, peer support, and then there's a whole nother that's kind of all the professional, all the other professions, like being licensed to be a boiler maintenance person, or there's so many. It lists them out. So that's one place that you can start to say how each discipline is actually licensed in the state. The other place that you find actual standards is each profession will have a professional organization. So nursing has several. Nursing has American Nurses Association. There's lots of different ones for nurse practitioner. There's lots of different ones for counselors. And if they're an addiction counselor, if they're a family and partner, things like that. And so for each of these disciplines, let's say that you choose pharmacist, um, a nurse, a registered nurse, and a mental health counselor. Okay, so you're going to look at what it takes in the state board to be licensed. You know, you have to write to them, you have to apply to get your license, you have to take a national test, and they tell you which ones. Then you would go to their professional organization and you Google that, and you can pick any of them. But for nursing, I would do American Nurses Association, for example. And you would go in there and look at what their professional standards are for nurses. So they'll have like a section on ethics, on maybe boundaries, professionalism, all of these things. Okay, those are the standards. And same thing for pharmacists. I don't know what their professional association is, but I can find it really quick here. Let's see. Professional organization for pharmacists. I have to be able to spell it first. So I wouldn't do the international necessarily. I would stick with just the USA. So this is the Association for Pharmacy Professionals. This lists different professional organizations. The American Pharmacists Association sounds like a really good one. So this is where you can go to find their professional standards. My internet is my wagon train this morning, or hamsters, not very fast. So I would go in here and I would find out what their standards are. So patient care services, oh, come on. Practice resources. So in practice resources, they are going to have likely their standards: quality, scope of practice. I would go on scope of practice or on quality. Either one of those are going to have standards. And then you would look here. So these are their standards, okay? So that's what you're going to be writing your paper actually about. Those are the disciplines that we're talking about. So you choose 3 of them, and you ask, how are the standards of each discipline set and reviewed? So within that professional organization website, you would see how often they review their standards, who does it. Likely they have some type of oversight board of pharmacists. So you're getting colleagues and peers that are making these standards. So you would put that in there. And then you would identify a current issue in the healthcare industry and explain how each chosen discipline applies its specific standards. So just like when we were going into the pharmacist board here, yikes, and we went into practice, they have a separate COVID-19. And so that's pretty easy. Almost all of these national organizations for professions are going to have standards for COVID-19. So you would go in here like the guide to not vaccines. What else do they have? Well, for pharmacists, they would, of course, be interested in vaccines. But I am looking more about their standards for COVID-19, like prescribing considerations, knowing the facts, advocacy. All of these professions will have advocacy for COVID-19 because everyone was having staffing shortages, everyone was working incredible hours, they were short on PPE. So look in there and see if you can find some type of standards for something specific. So for pharmacy, it certainly could be COVID. For all of these, there may be certain standards, or they may put out a white paper of some sort for staffing. There's a shortage of pharmacists. There's a shortage of nurses. So your professional organizations are giving leadership and lobbying for these different professional or these different professions. So they have this on their website, what they are doing for particular problems, okay? So that is what I have for your paper. And of course you have your DQs that are due, and those have to be, the answer to each DQ is 250 words with at least one reference. So the reference has to be from a peer-reviewed journal article, okay? It can't be WebMD or, let's see, what are, I have some magazines out there, housekeeping, American Housekeeping. It has to be from a peer-reviewed journal. So you would go into the GCU library and search out your topic, and that way you have a professional reference. So peer-reviewed journal articles, why we want those is that when people publish, let's say that a person in University of Montana, they did some research on COVID. And so they went and did this research, and then they're ready to publish. So they send it out to several journals so that they can get it published nationally or internationally. To get it published, they will have to be reviewed. So they have 3 to 4 peers or colleagues in that specialty area that will review that article and the research that they did to make sure that it's sound research and that everything in there is true before they publish it in their journal. So that's why they say it's peer-reviewed journal article. So you know that it's actually been looked at, it's sound research, and that's why you're using it as a reference, okay? You don't want to use a reference that just Yahoo put out on the blog, on their blog, because it's their opinion. That's not how we do evidence-based practice, right? It's evidence-based. It's not opinion-based, blog-based. It's none of that. It's actually peer-reviewed research from a journal article, okay? So that's all the time I will take up for you today. And I do have week 2's video. I found it, so it won't be a delay. I hope that you guys all have a quick and wonderful 4 weeks. It's not too painful. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye.